2 summers ago, I was on the road. I was out with the band Counting Crows, and I was having a conversation with Adam, the lead singer, and I had mentioned that we were officially too old to die young. And I think he had said, well, and every day we're one less day from dying young. And so I went and wrote this chorus, and then over the course of time, we've lost some of our close friends, and so this song became about how getting older is a privilege that's not afforded to everyone, and that every day that you survive is a win, and every night that you go to bed is another day that you survive, and that how getting older, every day you get older is one less day from dying young. And so it's a song that fondly looks at getting older, as opposed to looking at it like it's a bad thing. Well, I started writing this, so if it goes back to like 3 summers ago, I was out touring my solo record, and it was my 2nd summer touring that record, and then the next summer I was out with Matchbox 20 doing our 20th anniversary tour. So I had been out, and probably right around the end of the last solo tour, I started writing songs. And so I was just writing, I just write all the time, and I wrote all through the Matchbox tour as well. And I wound up with about 60 or so songs that were just kind of in my computer and in my voice notes that I demoed up. And I started telling people Butch Walker produced this record, but without letting him know, I just started telling people that I'm doing a record and Butch Walker's gonna produce it. I told everybody. And then I called Butch and I told him that he had to do this record because I've already told everybody that he's doing it. Luckily he was available, and we made this record, I think, the most insulated that we've ever made anything. Either we were in my studio in New York, or we were in his studio in Santa Monica, or we were in Atlantic Records studio in the building recording there. But a lot of stuff we would just do back and forth, and at the end of the day, the only people that play on the record are me, Butch, a guy named Matt, and Butch's drummer, because Butch played every instrument on there. So most of the record is really just me and Butch. He takes my songs, he brings it over, and he will interpret them the way that he would, and then we just kind of like work it back from there. So I think we were making half of a record before Atlantic Records or anybody even knew we were making one, because we didn't want to tell anybody that we were doing anything until we at least had a half a record that we felt was worth listening to and would get people excited. And so once we got over that halfway point, we got everybody else involved, and then that gave me some incentive to actually finish, or else I'd probably still be writing right now. When I was like, I want to say 17 or 18 years old, I was at a club and I was slam dancing, and I chipped my tooth, my front tooth. And when I met my wife, I had just gotten to the point where I had enough money that I could actually afford to get dental work done. And I had some stuff done, but she never let me fix the chip. She always said that I had to keep my chipped tooth smile because she thought it gave me part of my personality. So she always called it my chipped tooth smile, and so we thought that was a good name for the record. It's all these little things. It's things that I'm going through in my marriage, and things that I'm going through in my relationship with my friends, or things in my relationship with my son. Then we wrapped everything up in kind of an 80s feel. So most of the record has this 80s, and it runs the gamut of 80s. There's some stuff that sounds like Foreigner, and there's stuff that sounds like Cutting Crew, and there's stuff that sounds like Springsteen's Tunnel of Love period. Like, it's all the different little periods of 80s that we grew up loving, and a lot of Phil Collins in there because we love our Phil Collins. So it's just kind of my life wrapped up in 80s music. There's one song, it's the only song that Butch and I wrote together, a song called Timeless, which is it's an 80s sounding song about listening to 80s songs, and almost every lyric is taken from an 80s song title or an 80s referenced lyric in there. There's a song called Man to Hold the Water that's a song about my son, and about kind of one day waking up and realizing you have this massive responsibility. I have this adult son, you know, that you realize that it's a task that you're going to step up to or you're not, and then one day you look and you realize that you did, just by being there, and just by, you know, being there for the people you love is kind of like, that's a big part of the responsibility. There's a song called Can't Help Me Now, which is about how my wife was going through something really, really hard, and usually she's the one that gets me through when I'm going through something hard, and it's about finding these challenges that you reach and realizing that she can't be there to help you. And so the song is called Even You Can't Help Me Now. So there's little moments that pop up through the whole record that I can say on every one of those, oh, this is because I was going through this, and this was in this moment there. Like, they're all kind of personally tied in.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more videos from your favorite artist. And while you're here, check out these other videos.